Hey guys! So today I'm feeling like a little bit more significant vibrational day because we have a big movement taking place. Uranus, one of the three planets that is involved in this very significant, unique, rare, powerful alignment of planets that is going to be happening at the end of this month, July 31st, August 1st, when this alignment will be exact between Uranus, the Great Awakener, the Great Rectifier, ruling our transition into the Age of Aquarius, the North Node, the Destiny Point, and Mars, action, energy, courage, motivation, willpower, coming together in the sign of Taurus for this once in 2300 years conjunction. And today, you guys, we have Uranus moving into position. Uranus is moving to 18 degrees of Taurus. This is where this activation will take place. Now, we currently still have the North Node at 21 Taurus. We have Mars at 2 Taurus today, but Uranus is priming us energetically in the field for this conjunction that is going to be happening over the course or within the next couple of weeks. And we got a lot to talk about. So let's get into the report, you guys, and break some of this down in a little bit more detail. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Thursday, July 7th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological energetic outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of this video, I'm also going to be talking about some tarot cards that came out today in correspondence to the astrology, just to give us a more well-rounded overview of the energetic blueprint as it is playing out today. But we are starting with the astrology, and today, like I said, vibrationally, it's sort of like we are like dipping our toe into these changes that are coming up going forward. Now, these are the type of changes that like it may not happen all at once. In fact, we may not even necessarily like notice it as it's happening, although it could be like some very just profound changes that we can't help but notice happening. Like there, it could go that way as well. But this is sort of the type of energy where it's like when we look back, we will pinpoint this point in time, like this month, this summer, as when the major shift that will have taken place sort of began to happen. And I can't say, specifically what that's going to look like or, all what it's going to entail, but it is definitely going to have something to do with a shift from being more of a passive consumer as like a collective human or as a human collective into more conscious creator, conscious producer energy. It's also going to have a lot to do with the collective of humanity sort of taking our power back and some type of massive transition of power that is underway as the human spirit reawakens and we bridge into this new paradigm, this age of Aquarius, this age of self-knowledge, this age of self-mastery, this age of self-empowerment, and ultimately co-creation with God and universe, and just a much more conscious understanding of the nature of this reality and how to navigate and maneuver within the energetic realms of this reality for the highest level and octave of experience. We are activating our destiny. We are rising into our true potential. We are like turning on the latent parts of our brain that maybe we hadn't been using for a very long time, like throughout many thousands of years. Like the human spirit is coming back online. The consciousness of the human collective is reawakening, and it's going to be making a lot of shifts and changes. And as I said, when we look back in time, this summer, specifically later this summer and towards the fall, I feel like we're going to pinpoint this period as when these major shifts began to start occurring. So we are entering some historically significant times. And today, I'm saying this specifically in this video for this day because, like I said, we do have Uranus moving right to the degree where this great conjunction, Uranus, the North Node, and Mars is going to be taking place. So this is energetically like kicking up this degree. Like this is activating the energy that is leading to these changes. And Uranus, the Great Rectifier, the Great Awakener, the Silver Lining Planet, Blessings in Disguise, the Fixer, coming to the degree of 18 Taurus today, which we will talk more about as I get through this report. But there are some other things going on the side of Uranus moving to this degree that are also indicating just this type of vibe playing out today. Like today just being like one of those more significant days in our energetic transition into the age of Aquarius. And again, like it's interesting because we have mirroring going on within the numerology today. We're also talking about a 7, like taking things up to a higher level, about like an evolution into something. And then the 22, what are we evolving into? We're evolving into this harmony, this peace, this balance, and this fulfillment. 7722. So kind of like across the board today, again, I feel like today is one of those days that is just playing more of a significant role in this transitionary process and setting us up for this big activation that is coming into place over the next couple weeks, dipping our toe into this energy. Now, another interesting thing, you guys, about Uranus moving to this degree, and actually just the specific degree where this is taking place. Now, again, remember, Uranus, Mars, and the north node of the moon, the spiritual warrior, our energy, our willpower, our passion, our motivation, our strength, our courage, Mars, the north node, this is destiny. This is the path ahead. This is the next phase of growth. This is the unfolding cosmic blueprint. And Uranus, as I said, the great awakener, the great rectifier, the fixer, the silver lining planet, the planet that puts things right, coming together in the sign of Taurus. This has not happened in 2,300 years. And so this is a very rare alignment. And it is happening specifically at 18 degrees of Taurus. Now, if you guys have been with me for a while or you follow my channel, you know that I read the Sabian symbols. And when we read the Sabian symbols, because energy moves in waves, we read the wave of energy that is incoming instead of the wave of energy that is like outgoing and dissipating. And so what that means is when there is a planet at a specific degree, we round up when we're reading the Sabian symbols. So although this exact alignment is going to be happening at 18 degrees and something minutes of the sign of Taurus, we're going to be reading it as 19 Taurus for the symbol that is associated with this degree placement. And it's crazy because that 1 degree out of all the 360 degrees of the zodiac, after 2,300 years since the last time that this alignment occurred, 19 degrees of Taurus is a new continent is rising out of the ocean. So for this specifically transitioning into the age of Aquarius at this point in time, during this 222 year, with Uranus, the planet ruling our energetic transition into the age of Aquarius, being the fundamental central planet in this tri-planet conjunction happening in this sign of Taurus, which is the sign of the builder, which is the sign of recreating something, essentially. At this degree, a new continent is seen rising out of the ocean. This alignment is definitely marking the birth or emergence of this new world, of this new age, of this age of Aquarius, rising out of the water. What are we coming out of? We're coming out of the paradigm of the age of Pisces, which is Pisces is a water sign. It's a very, very watery Piscean energy. That is what we're transitioning out of right now. And this continent is elevating into the air, the age of Aquarius coming out of the water. So definitely this conjunction happening at this degree, I'm seeing definitely as marking the birth, like I said, the birth or the emergence of this new world, of this new age that is coming into form, coming into being as a result of our transition out of the Pisces paradigm, rising out of the ocean. And it's also interesting because those planets, like I said, Uranus, the North Node, and Mars, okay, those 3 planets. Let's talk about the Sabian symbol placement when Uranus moves into position for this conjunction. Well, we have Mars moving to 2 degrees of Taurus. That Sabian symbol, you guys, is an electrical storm, illuminates the heavens and the forest. That is exactly what this Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction is. Like metaphorically, Uranus rules lightning, specifically Uranus Mars together. This is very much lightning storms. And then with the North Node there as well, illuminating the heaven and the earth, giving us, you know, a clear view of everything that's going on and all to see in the direction that we need to move going forward. Specifically, symbolically referencing the dynamic of this specific transit, and we know that it is showing us what is being illuminated is this new continent that is rising out of the sea. And then the North Node currently is at 21 degrees of Taurus. Like I said, a moving finger points to a significant passage in a book. So I feel like this is also talking about like the significance and the prominence of what is playing out right now, of what is about to be playing out, especially in the historical context of how we are going to be viewing this period of time when we look back, and the significance of what is playing out, what is transpiring right now in what is to come, and the changes that are going to be unfolding going forward throughout the next, few years as we are really making this shift into this new Aquarian energy. Very, very interesting how all that's coming together. And it's not just that. So, I'm not just saying that I feel like today has some real Age of Aquarius incoming vibes going on because of just Uranus moving into position and the Sabian symbols specifically referencing this transit that is incoming. But what our moon is doing today is also sort of playing into this whole thing as well, but on a more like internal and under like the surface level of things. We have a moon in Libra today, and that moon in Libra is forming an aspect to both Saturn retrograde in Aquarius and Pluto retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. Both of these big planets right now are breaking down the past paradigm of like established power and control structures and dynamics. Saturn rules control, it rules structures. Pluto right now is in the sign ruled by Saturn, and Pluto rules the breakdowns, regeneration, purification, and transformation of things. And Pluto is retrograde. So there is, on one hand, an internalized transformation that is leading to a breakdown in the long-standing systems of power and control dynamics that have been set up and have been sort of like the hallmark of the previous paradigm that we are transitioning out of right now, these hierarchies of power. Meanwhile, Saturn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius is like restructuring our inner world so that we can navigate this new Aquarian paradigm that we are transitioning into. So on like the more mundane level, on the collective level, this is indicating to me a real collapse in the, like I said, the long time established power and control matrices of the past. On a personal level though, and what I feel like is essentially leading to this reflection that we are seeing externally in the world around us on that more macrocosm mundane level, what's going on within us is this very deep like purification, purge, regeneration, reprogramming of like our inner workings of our subconscious mind. Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, and also Saturn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. That is restructuring, reworking like the inner workings of our own mind, our own inner world in a way that is conducive to these energetic and vibrational shifts that are incoming and that are happening now. This Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, simultaneous to this big North Node, Uranus, Mars conjunction coming up, I feel like working hand in hand are really sort of bringing down, like I said, like the power and control dynamics of the past, both internally in terms of the way that we like regulate ourselves and also externally in the world around us, and just leading to this revolution of the human collective, of the human spirit, and our path to activate our destiny, pursue our individuality, maximize like our talent, our potential, our gifts, and really like turn on our light of conscious awareness. And it's also interesting because of the Sabian symbols where Saturn and Pluto are right now are also both referencing like the air element. And don't forget, you guys, we simultaneously have Pluto right now at the degree where he was for the formation of the United States. We're in the midst of a Pluto return for the United States, which is also sparking this collective revolutionary spirit. So there's just so much of this paradigm shifting energy going on generally, and today as well with the moon in Libra aspecting both of these planets. And like I said, right now we have Saturn at 25 degrees of Aquarius, a butterfly with the right wing more perfectly formed, talking about the air element, talking about transformation actually into a stronger, like whenever I'm reading this symbol, I always feel like it's talking about like the balance, the right and the left brain, with the right brain more perfectly formed, with a greater ability to use our intuition and to connect to spirit and to co-create in this reality. That is what we're transforming into and restructuring our mind in accordance with an ability to do as we move forward into this new paradigm with Saturn at this degree, and then degree of Pluto right now, 28 degrees of Capricorn, a large aviary. Again, this is also talking about this air element. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. This is an air paradigm, very much so about information and understanding and communication and just lots of information flying back and forth. This is the age of self-knowledge, the age of Aquarius that we're moving into right now. And, both of these two big retrograde planets right now that are helping us to transition this process, also speaking about the realms of the air and this air energy that is coming through as well. So very interesting. The moon that is aspecting these planets today as well, while we have Uranus moving into position, Mars also at that degree. So these planets are laying the foundations and restructuring our inner world in alignment with the age of Aquarius, bringing deep inner psychic subconscious transformations, breaking down established power and control dynamics of the past paradigm alongside whatever else we have playing out today. And the moon in Libra also, remember, this is peace, balance, justice that we are seeking. So whatever is transpiring today, it's ultimately probably for the purpose of bringing some type of inner peace, inner balance, or justice to things at hand on a larger level. There may also be an aspect today that is coming through about pattern recognition in one way or another. And not just like fleeting pattern recognition, like the recognition of patterns that may have been perpetuating for long periods of time that have some type of a significant meaning. We have this sun today at 16 degrees of Cancer. That Sabian symbol is a man studying a mandala in front of him with the help of a very ancient book. So we may just generally be recognizing some things today about some patterns that have been existing within our own lives or within the world at large, and this may be playing into our experience in some way today with the sun at that degree. There may also be some pretty intense power struggles going on today with the moon in Libra forming the square to Pluto. I don't know if I said the exact aspects. The moon in Libra will form the trine to Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Libra is an air sign, Aquarius is an air sign, so we're forming that trine. And then the moon in Libra will square Pluto in Capricorn, Libra, Capricorn. These are both cardinal signs. So we have a cardinal square going on and an air trine going on between these two retrograde planets and our moon in Libra. And the moon in Libra square Pluto in Capricorn, this can definitely, again, spark some of these really intense, powerful power struggles that may be going on. And we may also feel like people aren't speaking our language somehow today, or just misunderstanding what we're trying to say, or we can't get on the same page of people for one reason or another. Venus is ruling the position of the moon today in Libra, and she is at 18 degrees of Gemini today. That Sabian symbol is two Chinese men talking Chinese in a Western crowd. So again, in the midst of whatever dynamics may be playing out today, there may just be this dimension of feeling misunderstood, or like no one speaks our language, or like we can't get on the same page as other people. And this may also be, interwoven somehow into any of these power plays that may be going on, or these shifting power dynamics as we are coming back into our personal power and no longer like being willing to, sacrifice our values essentially in order to maintain some type of cohesion or safety net or something like that. That is another thing that is going on with this moon in Libra forming the square to Pluto in Capricorn. It's like we're not necessarily willing to forsake our self-love and our self-worth anymore in order to receive some type of external validation or external support if it's no longer in authentic alignment with us. So this can be causing some type of breakdowns going on the way that this is playing out today as well. But ultimately, with the moon in Libra today, this air sign energy and Venus in the sign of Gemini, we should definitely be feeling a bit like versatile and open to options. Busy day, social day, lots going on. Libra moon, Libra like the sign of socializing, aside from Gemini, of course, and Venus herself ruling Libra in the sign of Gemini. Just lots of communications, lots of interactions, lots of meeting new people possibly as well. Things to say, things to do, busy energy, trips to take, back and forth, stuff to talk about, relationships, finances definitely highlighted today as well with our moon in Libra. And again, this could also be bringing up some type of power struggles, or we could be trying to break ourselves free from some type of previously existing commitments that are no longer benefiting us, or that we feel like are like stealing our power in some way or another with this square going on. But generally, this adaptable energy, options, choices, possibilities presenting themselves today as well. And the last thing that I sort of want to say about the energy that we have playing out today, the degree of Mercury. Mercury ruling thoughts, ideas, communication, news, information, headlines. Mercury currently today is at 5 degrees of Cancer at a railroad crossing. An automobile is wrecked by a train. So there may be some type of literal or metaphorical train wreck that is like making its rounds in the headlines today, or being talked about and discussed widely, or you may just be like referencing something as some type of like train wreck today, or noticing that in one way or another. But I wanted to make that reference as well. And that's basically what I have to say about the energy today overall. I do think that it's just like today may be foreshadowing a bit of what is to come throughout the rest of the course of this month and into next month. Now, between around like the 22nd of July and the 15th of August, that is when this energy is really, really gonna start making itself tangibly known. When, you know, the planets we're sort of waiting for Mars to get within range of these two planets. But I mean, 19 degrees Uranus and 21 degrees North Node. We do have a Uranus North Node conjunction going on right now. So this is already activated. There's already, I'm sure, like spontaneous awakenings that seem like they're fated or destined or meant to happen. Realignments that are going on right now that are fated and destined and meant to happen. And I'll tell you guys, I personally have my North Node in Taurus, and I personally had this activation, not with Mars there, but over the past couple of years, I had a Uranus North Node conjunction going on in the sign of Taurus. And I will tell you guys, it totally flipped my entire life around. It took me from point A and a certain type of life that I thought was my life, and wiped that whole thing clean and put me on a whole new trajectory in a whole new direction in a whole new place that I didn't even know existed. And it was one of the most terrifying experiences and one of the most difficult, no, not one of, it was the most terrifying and the most difficult experience that I have ever been through. And, you know, it's still playing out. Things are much, much better now, I will tell you that. And I'm in a place right now where I couldn't even have dreamed of being as happy in my life as I actually am right now, especially considering what I was coming from. I never could have imagined sort of the things that are going on right now are possible. And I've definitely lived through and witnessed several miracles. And that's actually one reason why I do this and why I'm doing this work right now, and why I'm in this position where I can sort of, I mean, just do this and give this type of information. But I'm telling you guys, like, I have this personal experience of this aspect for me having happened personally in the same sign. Now, again, like Mars wasn't involved, but it is for the best. And I'm telling you guys, like, things may be difficult and they may be unexpected and they may be very uncomfortable as we are transitioning or as we are moving throughout the course of the next couple of months. And, you know, it doesn't just happen like that. Like, things happen, but it takes time. Like, it's going to take a while. Like, this is the start and we don't know exactly where it's leading. But again, like I'm saying, in retrospect, when we look back, we will see this period in time as the shift when it began to occur. And so we just need to prepare ourselves. And we just need to, again, like we're talking about the North Node in the sign of Taurus. This is a return to that active, creative, producing process, away from a more passive consumption process. Like that is part of this fundamental shift that is happening right now. And that is the best way, I feel like, that we can create more comfort for ourselves as we're going through this process, is to be as self-reliant, as self-sufficient, and to trust God, faith, spirit, universe as much as possible, and also to maintain the heart space, the positive frequencies within us, and hold to the vision of what we want for ourselves going forward. This co-creative process, like all of these things are going to be really important for us. And today, like I said, I kind of just went off on some weird tangent, but today we are, I feel like I said, like things that are happening now, maybe sort of foreshadowing what is coming, because Uranus is moving to this degree and is beginning to activate this Uranus North Node conjunction. And when Mars moves into there, it is just going to be like this dynamic situation of realignment and awakening along a proper path. So we can trust that. And that's what I have to say, you guys, before I just keep sort of babbling on. Let's talk about the tarot that came out for a minute in conjunction with the astrology that we had going on today. Quite a simple message. We've actually gotten some of these cards recently, so we're kind of used to talking about these themes, but I feel like this message has been coming out for us a lot lately in various ways. The first card that we had coming out was the Six of Swords. This is talking about moving on from something that has not been suiting us, moving away from something that has just not been good for us in one way or another, towards something that promises like a brighter future. The next card that we had coming out was the Ace of Pentacles. We have been getting this one quite a bunch. This card reminds me of that Sabian symbol. I think it's 22 degrees of Aries, the gate to the garden of all fulfilled desires. Like I look down here and I see this little like foliage gate and this lush like blooming garden, and then this hand just holding this massive gold coin. It just makes me think of endless possibilities, endless opportunities for genuine growth, success, materially, physically. So I feel like this is saying, first of all, that we are moving on from something in order to align with these opportunities. And the next card that came out was the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And then the next card that came out was the Seven of Pentacles, and that was on the back of the deck. And it's just so interesting because I feel like we have gotten these sequence of cards, the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Like this is all earth energy, and we're talking also about the sign of Taurus right now, which is this earth sign where this conjunction is happening, to do with resources, finances, value, partnerships, comfort, security, stability, stuff like that. But anyways, back to this reading. What I feel like this is saying to us today is that we are at a point in time where we are essentially having to realize that we need to let go and to move on from the things from the past, perhaps that we've been putting our time and our effort and our energy into, but have not been growing in the ways that we maybe had anticipated, or that have not been paying off, or that have just not ended up being fruitful or being productive, or like making us feel like our life has purpose, like giving our life purpose, or making us feel fulfillment in some type of way. Like, yeah, this guy's got some things growing on this plant, but he does not look like it's lighting him up inside, like he doesn't look overjoyed with the growth that he's experiencing. Like he doesn't look like he is fulfilled by whatever is coming off of this plant. And since we're talking about the Six of Swords, this is definitely a card of moving on. We're talking about the Four of Pentacles, like these are the same suits. In the Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is talking about something that it no longer has value to us, that we need to release and let go. And because we're talking about Pentacles twice here, actually 3 times, it's like in order to get to this big pentacle in this garden of all fulfilled desires and these unlimited opportunities for genuine, like material security and abundance and success, we have to let go of the things that we've been watering that are not providing us that. It's like the more that we continue to pour our energy and effort into the things from the past that maybe, you know, aren't filling us up or fulfilling us in the way that we would have wished, the further away or the higher in the air, farther from us our pinnacle really is, you know, for us to grasp and take for ourselves. And so we need to move on. Like, it's time to move on. This is also talking about air energy. This is also talking about ideas. There's a mental shift that needs to take place at this point in time, away from being attached to maybe like the things that we valued again in the past and that we've really tended to and cared for, but that just we're realizing at this point in time are no longer in alignment with what feeds our soul, makes us feel alive, and just brings us any type of sense of true purpose or fulfillment. Time to release those, because we've got bigger plans. We've got bigger things to do. We've got bigger things going on. We got bigger coins to go after, and we can do that. It's just a matter of letting go and putting our energy into the right places. So that's the message coming through in the tarot. And again, like, I feel like that that sequence of cards has been coming up so much lately. Now let's get one more card for us today, you guys. This is going to be our Synchronicity card. Let's get our Synchronicity card and see just one more bit of advice, wisdom, guidance that God, Great Spirit, Universe has for us this morning, or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this, to help us navigate this energy. And again, like I said, I do feel like today is just an activation day in our age of Aquarius. Here's one. Oh my Lord, you guys. This, like, it never ceases to amaze me how these synchronicity cards work. Like, what was I literally just saying in this reading? This card says, forget the past. Forget the past. So exactly, literally what the tarot message just boiled down to. And this is also the same thing that the astrology is talking about, like Mars, Uranus, North Node. This is things taking off, heading off in a radically new direction based on a massive shift in consciousness. And Pluto retrograde, Saturn retrograde, that is coming from like this subconscious transformation and this restructuring of our inner world and the foundations that we're laying going forward. And we're talking about the Six of Swords, like this is the mental energy, and we're talking about a need to forget the past. Stop putting our energy, stop watering the things that are no longer making us bloom, making us grow. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily just about the things that we can make grow and bloom in our lives. Like, it has to be a mutual thing. Like, yes, we should be pouring our energy into, you know, things and watering things and making them grow and bloom and creating and producing, but they should be doing the same for us. It's like the things that we are watering should also be watering us, and, you know, should also be making us feel alive, and should also be giving us purpose and giving us meaning and giving us a sense of fulfillment in return. You know, like, we should be doing what feeds our soul. We should be feeding what feeds our soul, and not just feeding things at the detriment of our own inner world. Okay, so forget the past, you guys. It says, don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that is also crazy, because I've been talking about Saturn, this moon in Libra today, trining Saturn, emotional alignment with this restructuring of our inner world and this subconscious transformation. Both of these keywords I've been using to talk about the Saturn Pluto retrograde energy right now. And then, you know, of course, today it's highlighted because of the aspect to the moon in the first part of this synchronicity card. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The moon in Libra today, forming a trine and square to Pluto and Saturn retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn. That is what that is. Romans 12:2. Give up your worldly beliefs and learn the truths of life. Feed your subconscious mind with life-giving patterns. Subconscious mind, that's what I'm talking about, subconscious transformation. Accept the positive aspects of God and let go of all the negativity. Forget the past, get on with the future. In this way, your spirit will gradually grow and you will reach your goal. So right on point with everything else today. I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to keep saying a whole bunch of stuff about it. You guys are perfectly capable of interpreting this message in the context of your own experiences. So, and what you guys have going on. So I'm going to stop talking now. That's what I have to say for the message today. Message from the stars, message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. I hope I was able to provide something for you that can give you just a little bit of whatever you're needing as you navigate your day today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that they would like this and be interested as well. Please leave me comments, you guys. I really truly love your comments. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here with me. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social media stuff. Those are in my description box below. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We'll have a weekend video to talk about. We have Mercury coming into a conjunction with the black moon, so some shadow side stuff might be coming up over the next couple days as we go through this weekend. And we got just a bunch to talk about as we are in some pretty epic times right now. So I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And I will see you then. Have a beautiful day, everybody. And until tomorrow, bye guys.